Okay, we're going to talk about solving absolute value inequalities here. Okay, and we're going to start by solving them by hand, and then I'll show you it on the graphing calculator. Okay, so I've got absolute value of x minus 4 is less than 8. Whenever I have an absolute value, get rid of the absolute value, I must do the plus or minus case. So I'm going to do the plus case, or I think this is actually the and. This is the and case, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, this is going to be the and. When the little side of the inequality here is facing at the absolute value, this means it's an and. For one that's facing away, if the inequality were a greater than symbol, we would have an or. So the plus or minus case means I've got 8 and I've got negative 8. Okay? Because this thing, if it can, what's inside can either be 8 or it can be negative 8 if it's going to be equal to 8. Okay, so I'm going to treat it like it's an equal. Now the key here is when I introduce the negative here, I must switch the direction of the inequality, just like multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So I'll add 4 to both sides on both of them. So I'm solving these two inequalities separately. I've got x is greater than negative 4 and x is less than 12. If I think about that on a number line, that's going to look like this. In the middle here, I've got 0. These are both open circles. Less than 12 goes this way, greater than negative 4 goes this way, and means I'm looking at the overlap. Okay. I'm going to show the graphing calculator here. And I'm going to graph these two things. So we're going to go to our y equals. I'm going to clear everything out. So here I've got in y1, not that far up. I want to get to the y. For some reason, it wants to go further than I want to. So again, to the absolute value, I go math, I scroll over to num, ABS, and it's x minus 4. I go down to y2, it was less than 8. And now I can graph. I'm already on the right zoom. No, I'm not. I need to change my window. So I can't see my second intersection, so I'm going to change my x max to 20. Because I happen to know that it was 12. Okay. Now I can find the intersects just like I did before. But here, negative 4 and 12, my absolute value is less than 8 or below 8 between negative 4 and positive 12. Okay, so that's how we do absolute values. I could also put this one in interval notation. So I could have put this in this notation. But probably the easiest is to do interval notation and to do that. Okay. I said if the absolute value was facing away, it was an or. So this is a greater than. So again, I do my two cases, but this time it's an or. And when I do my negative case, this is easy to forget to switch the direction of the inequality. So I've divided by 3. I'll divide by 3 again. So this is an OR case. This is a closed circle because it's an R equal to. Seven thirds is 2 1/3, closed circle going that way. Interval notation could look like this. We use a union for the OR. Oops. 7 thirds, not 7 comma 3. Okay. I can also do this with a quadratic equation or a quadratic inequality. Which means I'm just going to solve the quadratic equation. And this one is nice because I can factor it. It's x minus 4x plus 3. Multiplies to 12, adds to -1, 4 and 3. That means really either of these terms has to be greater than 0. Normally there's 2 solutions. There's 2 solutions where it equals 0. So x is greater than -3. X is greater than 4. This should actually be x is less than -3. So -3 and 4 are my things. I guess I have to switch the direction on this one. I'll show this graphically in just a second. This has got to be less than. There's no or equal to, just less than. So because it's a parabola, this one we kind of have to think about graphically. Because this makes a parabola with intersects at -3 and 4. I know it's opening upward because it's positive. It's greater than 0 when I'm less than -3 or greater than 4. And again, we could look at this with the graphing calculator. Let me switch to that screen. And we'll go and clear these out. Doesn't really matter which one. I'm going to put in y2 this time because it doesn't matter. X squared minus x minus 2. And I often zoom just to standard. Oh, I didn't enter it correctly. It's got to be -12. So it does usually type over. I didn't feel like using insert because it was easy enough to type over. Okay, -3 and 4. I can see that it's greater than 0, less than -3, and greater than 0, greater than +4.